Hey there everyone, welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. Finally, this past week has been pretty dead on the channel. I'm sure you may have noticed, mainly because, well, my computer decided to have a little barbecue without inviting me. Yeah, my power supply burned out a few days ago, and well, that was a little unexpected, but well, that's all been fixed up now, and unfortunately I didn't really have access to any of the stuff I had pre-recorded, so I couldn't upload anything. Not like my crappy laptop can really render things properly anyways, without taking a long ass time. But anyway, let's just jump into this episode here. Got a couple of things planned today, one of them being a landing, which we'll get to later. But for now, well, just looking at our space station here, our star base. Nice little picturesque view. And anyhow, I just wanted to show you guys that I just messed with the orbit of this a little bit. So if we just zoom out here, yeah, there we go. So basically before, the orbit was a little higher over here, and the planet Kerbin was, well, you can see it here, it's actually shot ahead of me a little bit. So what I did, I just lowered the orbit, didn't take a whole lot of fuel, and I will be bringing myself in to an intersect here, if I can, there we go. So yeah, these guys have actually done a whole orbit already. You can see they've been up here for 121 days, and we have, well, not an actual intersect, just an approach at 150,000 kilometers. Still pretty far, and that's gonna be in what, 86 days. But yeah, really the whole reason for this is to, when I eventually loop back around, I will use this as a launching point for an interplanetary mission. So yeah, anyway, my plan is actually, when I do get that approach going, I'm going to try to tilt my orbit a little bit, so that and just speed it up in one area too, or rather accelerate at one of the apoapses or periapses or whatever, just so I can get an orbit that is fairly similar to Kerbin's, so I can stay as close as possible. Yeah, I don't know how well that's gonna work, but anyhow, for now this is working okay. I can always do minor adjustments if I need to this way, and it's not really a big deal. But yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to show you guys. The other thing being a little something I landed on the moon. Here we have the mini lander Mark 1 lander. So apparently I didn't bother changing the name of it. And this was a fairly simple landing. You haven't seen me do any landings yet, but it will happen this episode. Hopefully it'll be a successful landing. And yeah, basically this is going to be one of the locations for my lunar bases, if I ever end up working on one. I do have some plans for one, but I haven't begun yet. Might do it later on this season, maybe next season. It'll probably be just a separate project altogether from the major projects I do during the season. But anyhow, if you're familiar with the moon at all, you might recognize this crater. And I'm actually going to pop one of these guys out. We got Kerbal over here. And where am I looking? I think it's over that way. Yes. Well, whatever. Let's just boost on up here. And you should be able to see... I know it's over one of these hills. There it is. I don't know if you can really see that too well, but we have one of the lunar arches right there. Turn my lights on, brighten it up. But yeah, it's one of the lunar arches, one of the Easter eggs on the moon. I'm not sure how many of these arches there are. I just know this is the easiest one to find, so I figured I would set up base of operations around here. Anyway, let's just get back down to the ground here and hope we don't die. Don't want to crash into our lander. Going kind of fast. Oh, buddy, slow down. Slow. Okay. Kerbal, you may have broken your legs there, but you seem to have made it out of there alive somehow. Oh, that was kind of scary, actually. I was not sure he was going to survive. And yep, these guys and their big heads have absolutely no stability. We get on the ladder. Get in. Well, that works. Oh, okay, a little freaking out there. Okay, just get on. There we go. All right. So the next thing you're going to be seeing, actually, it's going to be some well, not post commentary. It's just going to be something I pre-recorded, the building of a rover. Something I haven't done yet on the channel, and something I haven't really done in Kerbal much either. Yeah, so I don't know how well that rover is going to work, but it will be landing somewhere around here, so we can then come take a look at the lunar arch, get a little closer look there. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys with my live commentary in about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. The building is going to be sped up quite a bit. So yeah, guys, I will see you shortly. Alright, and welcome back. We are going to be launching this beast over here. It's, well, you saw me building it, the whole way that the mass distribution works, especially with a rover, because I had to put these engines in the back here. I then had to put the RCS tanks up front, gives it this really weird design, and the mass is still not quite balanced perfectly. I believe it's still just slightly shifted over to one side, but it's really not a big deal. And you may have noticed this up here. This is going to be the lander stage. Basically, I'm going to try to do a sky crane type thing. I'm just going to get in close to the ground as possible, and try to hover there, and then drop the rover. And yeah, I really don't know how it's going to work. I've actually done a test run of this before. It honestly, getting up into space and getting to the moon, not a problem. But then I started experiencing some really weird issues. I don't know if it was a bug with the game or what happened, but basically whenever I turned my RCS on, some of the thrusters would just start firing randomly. It was really annoying. It was sending me into these crazy spins that I couldn't control, really, because the probes that don't have much torque by themselves. So I basically had to cheat and use time warp to slow my rotation. But then any sort of fine movements either took forever. Just oh boy. Okay, not quite sure exactly what happened there. Kind of interrupted my train of thought, but well, I guess we get to see an explosion. Did not have an issue with this thing before. I wonder if I did something wrong. And game goes down to like 2 frames a second. And oh wow, the rover is still, well, it has no engines, but wow, I'm actually surprised it survived. Got our parking brakes on? Yeah, we're still good. There's only like a million parts of this lying around all over the place. Let's restart that flight. I really don't know what happened there. But anyhow, hopefully this time it'll work a little better, and hopefully I don't get the RCS bug again where everything just goes out of control. It would have been impossible for me to try to land with this thing just because I had so much trouble doing all the precise maneuvers. And oh wow, what happened there? What exploded? Is something not set up right? Nope, those engines are going. Turn the gimling off. Huh. I wonder. Let's go again. Stay a little closer this time. Just, yeah, like it doesn't look even, but I know it is. Okay, let's just go. Okay. Absolutely no issues that time? Sure. Wow, this seems really loud. Let me know if I can't change the... Oh, I can't change the auto here. I usually have it set to these anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know if this is kind of loud in this episode. Voices, that doesn't even matter.